Dear participants, thank you so much for this invitation to come to share my thoughts with you in this seminar. I am here at the Parliament in Strasbourg, and it has been a truly eventful week here with the voting of the Fit for 55 legislative files. I'm always happy to share views on forests because my work here in the European Union is in close contact with the forests in many ways. Also, the seminar theme that you have, the 4 pillars of sustainable forestry, has been more or less a hot topic in the European Parliament for the past few years. As some of you may know, I was the rapporteur of the European Forest Strategy, the Way Forward report in 2019 to 2020. Leading the conversation of this report 2-3 years ago, my main priorities were to protect the Member States' national competencies on forests and to keep all the pillars of sustainability equally balanced. Hundreds of hours of work was done back then, and the report succeeded quite well with 2/3 majority in the plenary. Environmental issues are strongly on the Commission's agenda, and therefore, during the past 3 years, general interest and pressure towards forests have only kept increasing. From my perspective, especially environmental dimensions have become somewhat overemphasized in general forest conversations. There are narratives that seem to highlight that economic use of forests inevitably lead to environmental and social benefit losses. Because forests are constantly under the European Union's institutions' strict evaluation, the satisfaction for the success of my former report did not last too long, unfortunately. During these recent years, different legislative proposals that affect forests, more or less, have regularly come out from the Commission. I find it quite worrying to see how the Commission seeks to extend its power to forest policy through various legislative initiatives. The Commission seems to aim for very detailed legislation that would affect national and local practices for forests. To name a few remarkable proposals from this spring, just this spring, LULUCF on land and land use and forestry, the Renewable Energy Directive revision, and deforestation report, all those have kept forest stakeholders rather busy. Now, 3 years after the previous forest strategy report, the European Parliament is writing an initiative report called New Forest Strategy for 2030. I am the shadow rapporteur of my group EPP for this file and therefore have followed the negotiations really closely. The issues regarding the forest strategy remain partly the same as they were 3 years ago. There have been strong debates regarding, for instance, definitions and amendments that cause new administrational work for Member States. Dear participants, coming from Finland, my perspective to the EU forest strategy obviously differs from many of my Central European colleagues. I have wanted to bring the Finnish point of view, saying that it is indeed possible to take into account all dimensions of sustainability at the same time. Quite often, the economic dimension of sustainability is straightly linked with negative effects of forests. For instance, deforestation, forest degradation, and so forth. I have wanted to point out that this is not necessarily the case. Forests can be managed sustainably. It is also important to bear in mind that demands for wood and wood-based products have increased. Wood is recognized as one option for sustainably sourced materials, but at the same time, demands for strict protection of forests keep rising. In my view, the new forest strategy so far has gone to the right direction. The negotiations have been constructive and there has been a sense of good cooperation between the Parliament's groups. But to be honest, this is actually quite rare nowadays. In some forest-related reports, one can easily see how politically sensitive and polarized subject the forests are here in the European Union. In the new forest strategy, as in other forest-related files as well, it is crucially important to identify the connection different pillars of sustainability have. My priority is to bring to the negotiation some expertise from the whole value chain of forests, from grassroots level to researchers. Now, thanks to various Finnish forest stakeholders, not forgetting an overview to a wide variety of different conditions of forests around Europe, and also not forgetting varying ideas of forest management and keeping the forests alive and well in Europe, I have been able to develop my own knowledge of the substance. Valuable information from the whole forest value chain has been shared with me throughout my career in the Parliament, and this information has been one of my main keys to the negotiations. No matter which stakeholder you are, a forest owner, a worker or engineer, please do not hesitate to send me an email to share your thoughts. I'm always open for new information and I'm glad to receive the help that different experts are able to give me. Thank you very much for this opportunity to give my greetings to your seminar. I wish you all a pleasant seminar day.